Yellow. We're back, baby. Liga Portugal is back. That means that Tuesday nights belongs to Tuga Tuesdays. This is the broadcast, the most audacious podcast in the planet right now about Liga Portugal. I'm glad to be back, guys. I'm glad to have the boys back. Not the entire team, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
We can pull this
Mike
one
will be
off.
back.
I think we can pull this one off, right?
Yeah,
Thank you guys for joining us. It's glad to be back. Derek Gomez, Mauricio Ruano, Nino Torres with you guys after the first round is on the books. We're here to talk about it.
Yes.
We're here to talk about it. I know Benfica didn't play in the first round, but they got what they gotta do. You know, they won the first leg Champions League, they won the second leg Champions League, not conceding a single goal. It was on cruise control for the Eagles, and that's what they wanted. And I'm so glad that in Liga Portugal they understand the meaning of the Champions League. Not like in South America, we have pitches here. You're gonna play Copa Libertadores. Now let me put a couple of games in between, right? So you can be worn out for your Copa Libertadores. For your Copa Libertadores game, but not the case in Portugal. I love that. Yeah, they got to give the priority to international competition because Liga Portugal needs to go back to get above Eredivisie. Is it gonna happen this year? I don't know if they're gonna make a big run enough. There's gonna be enough to earn their standings in the in UEFA, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, the Portuguese teams make a deep run in the Champions League and in the Europa League. By the way, the Islanders, Thailand, Santa Clara, for 3 goals.
But they suffered the curse, the European curse. They suffered it.
Yeah. But let me see. Despite being the team that qualified and not being dismantled before the competition, right? Because they kept their intact. They gave Gavi Silva, they gave the Cardinal, they gave several players that they are in that roster that makes that roster strong. My beloved Islanders. Round 1, it was rock solid, man. Solid performance for the reigning champions. For these still reigning champions, that are looking for the three-peat. This one was the last time, Derek? Was in 1950 something? I think it was 57, right? 56.
I think it was 53.
53 to 56, right? In between, Benfica won one in between.
They won 4. They won 7.
And it was 3 in a row.
Yeah, they won 7 out of 8.
Listen. I know you're nervous. I know the feeling of being a Sportingista, not from the first touch, right? But from you guys.
Yeah.
I know you don't like to go with bold predictions from the get-go. It's a long season.
No, I do
not. But the Night King is gone. But without the Night King, still Sporting for me is the number 1 candidate to claim the title again in Portugal. What? You know what? Yes, I said it. Exactly. I said it. Of being fantastic.
August 12th.
Look at that. August 12th, 9:14 p.m. You better record this, brother, because you're going to listen to this in May next year, May 2026, before the World Cup starts. We're going to have the repeat of Foreign Lions. That's my Nino Ramos prediction, a bold Nino Ramos prediction.
Nostradamus over here.
All the websites, man. All the websites I've been reading. I don't know how many websites I read before the kickoff of the season, and I want to say that 80% of the journalists that I read, because everybody runs their poll, right? Who thinks is going to be the champion, who's going to be the MVP, 80% of the journalists that I read, they put in Porto as the champion.
I've seen that a lot.
Yes,
I have.
I saw that.
And I gotta tell you something. It was a stellar way to kick off the season for Porto. Despite not having Rodrigo Mora on the pitch, we want to talk about that. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I don't know. But anyway, Mr. Gomez, welcome back.
Yes.
How do you feel about the start of the season?
It was a great round 1. Again, it's not a huge surprise that Sporting defeated Casapia. I wouldn't say that's an upset. It's the biggest surprise was the way they did it, because I've been following the team really closely over the preseason, and the preseason was bad. I think Mauricio can agree with me on this one. The 3 games that they played where it was open to the public, there were 3 just bad performances. It looked like they were struggling playing with the back 4. They had a really tough time on transitional defense. They were creating very few opportunities to score. It looked like they had a tough time linking up the midfield with the attack. But then again, we signed Suarez late, so he didn't participate in the preseason. And having Suarez up top and having Connie Harder up top are 2 very different things. You play completely differently. So I was surprised that, because we really haven't had Suarez for a long time. He did play 20 minutes against Benfica, and I thought that he looked pretty good. And I actually thought, Sporting played okay in the Super Cup. I was really nervous about the Super Cup because, like I said, the preseason was bad. But the whole dynamics of the attack changes with a guy like Suarez up there. And we got to see a preview of that in the Casapia game. I thought he did. It looked like these guys have been playing together for months. Great combination play. He was able to come back, drop. The wingers would shoot up, and he would, and he was, combining with them, coming up to quick combination plays. The first half, I think it was a minor miracle that it was 1-0 at halftime.
I know.
The shots were, I think, 18-1.
Yeah.
Cicada was immense. In that first half, the Sporting created tons of opportunities. And, sort of asking myself, where was this in the preseason? Because it just didn't exist. But yeah, it looked like everybody was on the same page. The wing backs were coming up. I guess the big drawback here is that it looks like Diamande and Maxi Arroyo are going to be out for about a month. So that is that's a big blow. You sort of got to question why these guys were playing. I don't think either one of them were 100% heading into that game. So now you're losing them for a month. They're not going to be available for the Porto game at the end of the month. So that could sting, especially Maxi. Maxi, I think, has been showing some really good signs. I thought he looked really good against Casapia until he got hurt. But yeah, at least we got Mungas. I liked what Mungas did when he came in. He doesn't have the technique that Maxi does, but this guy can get up and down the pitch. He's definitely a useful. Yeah, he's a useful guy to have. So I liked Mungas going in there. DeBost had got plenty of time in the preseason, so he's gonna step into that Diamande role for the next month. But yeah, it was a great first game. I was really surprised by how well they played and how well they executed, and how quick they were winning back the ball. So I'm just curious to see if this is the norm, because again, there was no indication that Sporting was going to play like this in the preseason. So I'm still cautiously optimistic.
As always, my friend.
Yeah.
Mauricio,
Yeah.
These dragons, man. These dragons look scary, man. Scary looking good. These dragons on the first game of the season. It's a different vibe. It's a different system. It's a different coach. I was, you know what impressed me the most is the amount of people that they put in an offense every single attack, man. You got 4 or 5 players at the same time. It's like a wave of dragons ready to run you over, man. Huh?
So that's the first thing I noticed too. They got that high press going, and as soon as they win that ball, they have about 5 guys ready to get into that box. Ferroli has these guys running. When we win the ball, he's like, I want guys in the box. I want to attack. You saw that right away multiple times throughout the game with that high press now that they have going. They sit back a little bit, but once you play that first ball, either the goalie or that defender plays that first ball out, they jump on you and they go right after it. And once they do, Froholt and then they start running. And Froholt has impressed me a lot. I think he's going to be the youngster of the season. Yeah, he's been. Well, I didn't know a lot about him, but now that I've seen a couple of Porto games with him, I saw the friendlies and stuff like that. He's impressed me. He's a good quality player. That's the one I was asking for last year for somebody to support Mora, because Vieira wasn't doing that. Because Mora was all by himself. It's a shame he was on the bench, but Farioli said after the game he's going to be rotating the squad. He didn't play this game, but it's unfortunate because you want to see the kid play and you want to see him grow. Yeah. Especially being for the Portuguese national team and stuff, you want the young talent to grow, just like with Sparta. You want Kendo on the field. I know he didn't get that many minutes, but you want these young kids to play. They have the talent to play, so you want to see them on the field. But this high press and this system that he has going on, it's very impressive with what he's done with just, the amount of time that he's had with the team and everything like that. So he's building. And I'll tell you, that signing of Luc de Jong, huge. I think that's a huge signing.
Sneaky good.
For them. Very huge signing.
I've been telling people that's a sneaky good signing.
Yeah, when Samu wasn't on last year, there was nobody off that bench.
Sneaky good signing.
Really, they didn't have anybody. And now they have a proven goal scorer. Yeah. If they want to give Samu a break or even go 2 attackers up top, they got 2 quality attackers now who can go and attack the ball and they have a touch and technique that can score and finish. That's a huge signing. Yeah. That they got. No one saw that coming. Not even, Mikey's boy Fabrizio saw that guy coming. So I was very impressed with that signing. So far, good signs. The only thing I want to see with Porto is last year defensively, it was just very shaky back there. And that's the thing I want to see. Like Bednarik.
I liked him. I thought he was really solid.
I thought he was good too, and he got
until he got. I don't know how serious the injury is.
Yeah, it all depends on the injury because right now that was their shaky point last year. They were giving up a lot of goals, a lot of chances. Hopefully, they can get that together. Because if they do, I'm going to tell you something. It's going to be a tight race this year. It really is with the top 3. It's going to be a tight race.
I think it's the top 4.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think it's the top 4 this year. Yeah. I really do think it's the top 4 this year. I really do.
Yeah. I do too.
So you see Braga jumping in seriously this year?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I watched Braga's second half. Yeah,
I didn't watch the Braga game, man. I didn't watch the Braga game.
He rotated his players. I think he's rotated 7 players from the Europa League to rest them, and he still came out with that win and everything. So he's getting a handle of all of his guys and everything like that too.
Yeah.
So I got the guys here on TikTok that they don't understand a thing that I'm saying right now because they got a bunch of Spanish guys in here and they're like they did like this just in case. I don't understand what you're saying, bro, but I'm doing this just to protect myself.
Well, tell Super Gino Samu's gonna last because I can't see anybody giving that 100 million right now.
Porto's not gonna give him away. Yeah.
No, Porto's not.
Yeah, no. Someone's gonna stay. Someone's gonna stay.
I think someone's gonna stay.
The question here is if Rodrigo Mora is gonna stay.
That's a question mark. I mean, I thought I was very curious that he didn't start and didn't come off the bench. That's really...
Me too. I would have started him. Over Pep.
Very curious.
Even though Pep had the goal, I would have started him over Pep in that lineup. But that's just me.
Or Borra. I mean, Borra.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't touch. I wouldn't touch Pepe. The thing for me is with Borja Sainz and with what's the other guy with Vega. You combine these two, and they're not making an inch of Rodrigo Mora. I'm sorry, I'm like that. No, I'm like that. I think Rodrigo Mora is way ahead of these two. Way ahead.
Of these two. That's why
a lot of talent.
Something might be going on there. I think something might be going on there.
Empty. All right, guys. Why am I saying this? My Nino Lamas prediction for the season. The structure. I mean, it's almost untouched. It's almost untouched. The spinal cord of this team still there. Nobody left. I thought Morty was gonna leave. I thought they were saying that Kenta was gonna leave. He didn't leave. And they was gonna leave. And no, none of these guys left. So you got a solid goal. You got a solid defense. You got the best pair of center mids in the Premier Liga. That is Pat Morita and Morty. I think that there's this. I mean, I'm not delusional for saying this. I know you're not going to say it because
they listen to Derek. They listened to
But,
Derek. And Derek
Derek,
always said, "What did we need?" And we finally got it. Depth.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think we're more. I think we could use another piece.
Yeah, we could.
I do think that because you gotta take into account that this isn't just 34 rounds. There's already 8 matches guaranteed in the Champions League.
And Champions League.
You have the Taça de Liga. You have the Taça de Portugal. This thing is going to easily go over 40, probably around 50 games.
And the international games.
And in the international game, you already had 2 injuries in the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
So I do think we need another piece. I think Jota Silva is the man to go for. Because that's the need. I think that's the area that we need. We do need an additional winger. Because right now the only viable winger that we have on the bench, if you go with this current configuration, is Jenny. Is Kenda. Jenny's the starter right now. Is Kenda. Right now it looks like this Allison guy is BL Part 2. That's what it looks like right now. I don't think that he really didn't impress in the preseason. He didn't get any minutes in that first game. So I think that, Borges doesn't really have, full confidence in this Allison. Again, it was a low risk move. We only spent €2 million on this guy. But I don't know how this guy's going to figure in. We're talking about the first game. I do think that our weak piece there was, you saw some unsteadiness there from Fresneda. I think that they brought this guy in, the Greek guy, Vangianidis. I do think that they brought him in to be the starter. I think, this was, a massive area of need was the right back, that along with the striker. I'm happy that we got the deals done. I think that it took a little bit long to get these deals done, especially when you got 2 guys that you identified before the end of last season. It was always going to be Suarez and Vangianidis. These are the 2 guys they talked about, to fill these 2 needs. Suarez didn't come in until late July, and Vangianidis just got here. So it's going to take time for these guys to gel. I understand, these other buys, these peripheral buys, like, Mangas, coming in a little bit late. This, deal with now Jota Silva, because these are sort of like depth pieces. So I can see why you're trying to drive down the price with these guys. But the other 2 guys, you already identified them. You wanted these guys, you targeted them, you got these guys. I just feel that it took a little bit too long to get these guys in, it's going to take a little while to get them up to speed. But I hope this Vangianidis works out, because that's a glaring need. We do need a solid right back. I think Fresneda is a fine backup, but I don't see him being the guy, week in and week out. So, we can only hope. We don't know what we're going to get out of this guy. Sporting has not had luck with the Greek players. Hopefully this guy's the exception. We'll find out. We haven't seen him yet, but because we just got him. Going back to my point earlier, but we'll see how it plays out.
When we talked last season, at the end of by the end of the season, I was saying that
Super Gino's right. Super Gino's
yeah.
We should have got him. We should have got him out of Victoria. He went to Nottingham for what? For $7 million plus 5. We could have got the deal.
You can get that. We
could have got the deal done.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's gonna get done. I'm telling you, it's gonna get done.
I got a feeling it's gonna get done.
All right, it's gonna get done. Forgot the name of this guy. And so, when last season I said, "Hey, wait for the off season, because they're gonna be pieces that they're gonna bring in for Anselmi." But I forgot about the World Cup.
That's sunk.
That's
but listen,
when we ended the season, we said this. We said this Club World Cup will either make or break him, how he shows up with the team. We said that, and I said that to you. And once those games started, I was like, he ain't gonna make it. They're getting once they lost to Inter Miami.
I read. I don't know how true it is, but I think it's the first time a European club ever lost to someone not from South America.
That is correct.
Sister, what again?
I was the first European club to lose to somebody outside of CONMEBOL. I think that's what they call
Yeah.
the South American
that
Federation.
was the nail in the coffin. That game right there.
But having said that, now with the pieces that the Farioli got in, I mean, not Farioli, but what's his name, Vilas Boas, for Porto. They I mean, the most significant one for me is not Luke de Jong. For me, it's Bednarek. For me, is Bednarek, the center back for Porto. Yeah. He was an absolute beast, and
he's a leader. Yeah,
Porto hasn't got a defender like him I don't know, I put Pepe at the same level, right? But the style, I'm talking about the style.
Right. Well, the experience he has. He has many years in the English Premier League, and that's a position of need. We talked about it before. Their defense was just in shambles last year, and they needed a steady guy. And we talked about how much they missed a veteran defender back there, and he's the guy. He's the veteran defender with all those battles that he's had in the English Premier League, with all those attacking forwards that he's seen in and out in that league. He's a very important piece. But the thing is, for him to go down early, that's not good. It's just like what Spartan with Diamant. You don't want to see those type of quality guys that it's a major part of your team to go down, especially in the first game. Because you saw in that game with Victoria Guimaraes, they had a couple of shots, but they were defensively, they were steady. They were really good.
So solid,
Alberto was running up and down the flanks.
Great.
On the right side.
Great.
He looked pretty good. He got a couple calls and everything. Some free kicks. He's the one that crossed that ball into Samu for the header for the goal. So hopefully, for Porto's sake, you're hoping that injury isn't that long. It almost looked like a muscle injury. If anything, him just overstretching on that tackle. But you look like on that game, he was actually kind of annoyed that he was being subbed out. He wanted to go back in the game.
Yeah.
He actually went to Farioli. I was like, yo, dude, what are you doing? I just talked to the trainer. I'm good to go. And he was like, I think Farioli was playing it safe. Like, yo, it's the first game. We have a lead. Take it down a little bit. I need you more than just one game. And I think Farioli sees that. It's just he's going to be a big part as to how that team moves forward this season.
You know what?
I can't believe they got so lucky and they sold that Otavio for $20 million.
I can't believe they got that much for him.
I can't believe they got that kind of money for that guy.
Me either.
He had such a bad year.
Yes. I can't believe it either.
Hey, they must have been seeing something on him that we haven't. So I don't know. Derek, you know what? I was posted this. Somebody posted this about Lucho Suarez. Your Lucho Suarez, no, your Lucho.
Not Lucho.
All right, your Lucho.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the guy trying to sell penalties, right? And somebody posted, how many times he's gonna claim a penalty? And some guy posted, Nino Torres already mentioned Taremi alongside Lucho Suarez. I was like, you're not Taremi. You need to learn yourself.
He was the best. He was the best.
But your impression, Derek, on Lucho Suarez on his first game, man.
I was really happy with him. Really happy with him. I think that he did a great job in link-up play. He was, linking up with with Trincão, Jenny. I thought he was doing a good job at that. I mean, again, there are some instances where I wish he had a little bit more poise. He probably would have scored. But yeah, no, this was. I mean, for a guy that had
big chances, he created big chances.
Created some big chances, and he had some big chances. Got to give credit to the goalie too, who I thought was sensational. I know that he had a couple. The goalie seemed a little bit off with his feet. I think he's probably not the best with his feet, but he's a great shot stopper. So I mean, I think that he'll be a benefit to Casapia. But yeah, I mean, overall, again, I really hadn't much of a chance to see this guy yet. He only played the 20 minutes against Benfica. He had no preseason with us. So this is my first real good look at him. And you can see he's extremely he's technically gifted. He's a very gifted player.
Yes.
He has tremendous technique. I think he's got a high soccer IQ. Yeah, and you also got to give credit to the woodwork. Yeah. And plus, the Maxi header too. Maxi had a beautiful header off the corner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So again,
the
goalie plus the woodwork.
Like 5-6 now, man.
It really should have been. It really should have been. I think it could have been. It could have been 4-0 at halftime. I thought that first half they were just blazing. But I think there's a lot of potential in this guy. I think this guy can score a lot of goals. I really do feel that way.
Oh yeah.
It's sort of you just got to get that first one in, and I think that this could open up the waterworks. I really do think so.
Absolutely, Mauricio.
I'm happy. I think that this guy, he could certainly be the guy. But at the same time, I think that we need to continue to play Connie harder. Get him in there. He's 20 years old. This guy needs developing. So I hope he continues to get opportunities. And another guy I like to see get opportunities too, I think he's kind of blocked right now, is João Simões. Because he's got Coachesville ahead of him right now.
But you were sort of like last year, man. You were saying, no, this kid cannot play.
Yeah.
I think
he needs to grow.
What's going on with you?
He's not nervous no more.
Yeah. No, I think this guy needs to grow. A chance to grow anyway. But I think he'll get his chance. I mean, we have to look at, Hidemasa Morita looked great. But we also got to, think about what Hidemasa was last year. He couldn't play 4 or 5 straight games.
Right.
He had a lot of, muscular issues. Every time he goes and plays for Japan, he comes back hurt. So I do think, Simões will get his chances. Coachesville, I liked what I saw. You should have had a goal. I can't believe that ball did not go in.
Yes.
I'm still trying to figure out the physics behind that ball not going in.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It was insane.
But it didn't go in. And again, we also have DeBost has that flexibility. He got so much time last year as the center mid. So again, he's another depth piece. He can either play, back, or he can play in the midfield as well. Going back to I think we do have greater depth, but I still think we're a piece short. And hopefully we can get this deal done soon.
Absolutely. Now, Mauricio, after the game, I posted that even though the Lions didn't shine, right? I put that they didn't shine, but they got the job done. Solid work from Suarez, solid work for Morty and Pat, and a solid defense. And these guys were like, why they didn't shine? What do you want them to do? I want them to score 6 goals. That's when if you shine. If you get up, it was a dominant performance from Sporting. Don't get me wrong, but it could have been better. It could have been better, right? That's what I say. They didn't shine. There was a solid performance
from a finish,
but it was not spectacular. If it were spectacular, it would have been 5-6 goals easily. What do you think about that, Mauricio?
No, like Derek just said, it's just the finishing there. They had a strong game, like Derek said. The preseason wasn't great. They played a good game, I thought, too, against Benfica in that Super Cup. A lot of people were on top of him. This formation, this and that. But I was very happy with the last 2 games that we've played. Tactically and everything, you can tell that Humelin and Morita, they're really compact with the defense. And like Derek said, just having these guys back. And I said this to Derek during the preseason. Once they get their legs, I'll feel a lot better. They just need to get their legs back, because these guys have already battled through the wars and they know this league, and they already are familiar with each other. They just need to get familiar with this system. And they trust each other already. And I think that's what they're going to do now with Lucho Suarez and everything. They're just now going to build that trust, knowing the positions and everything that he likes to do. And it's just going to continue to grow. I thought they had a good game. They could have absolutely finished better. It should have been easily 3-0 at that half. It could have been. If there was something I would like to see, I know Derek said Simões and all, I would love for Genda to start. I know he's big guy on Jenny and everything. Yeah. If that was me, I would have started Genda. Like my cousin, Rogerio Matos, who's a big Sporting fan, said it to me this way. It's like Jenny is
your cousin. Okay. All right.
Jenny is your Lexus, and your buddy loaned you a Ferrari, and you don't want to drive the Ferrari because he just loaned it to you because the Lexus is yours. No, man, I'm going to drive the Ferrari. Ganda's my Ferrari. I'm going to drive my. It's just because he's on loan, he's going to. No, man, I'm going to drive.
I'm going to the gas station and I'm buying ice cream on Ferrari.
Yeah. So, like, when my cousin said that analogy to me, I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Now that you said it like that, that makes even more sense. Like, that's the only thing is, like, I think Ganda as a starter is just more valuable.
This is happening even. This is happening last year, even before the Chelsea game.
Because Ganda,
I mean, his role completely changed once Borges came in there.
And I feel like Jenny, Jenny
Kenda was thriving. He was thriving with Ruben.
Yeah, Jenny, I feel like is very driven one-on-one. If he came off the bench on a defender late in the game, I feel like he can take them on because he loves to take defenders on, especially if a defender has already a card or something like that. I feel like Jenny would even evolve more in a bench role than a starter. But that's just me. I just would love to see, like with the Modas and the Gandas, I would just love to see the youngsters with talents play and show their talents. You know what I mean? But that's really the only thing I can take from it. Besides that, I thought Sporting did a good game.
Yeah. No, I agree.
From the managerial standpoint here with Borges, beside these decisions that we don't agree with him, what do you agree with Borges right now at this very moment?
What I agree. I mean, I like how. I think that if you look at that first game, I liked how they used Suarez. I think they maximized his skill set. And I think that was a tactical adjustment that Borges made that paid dividends and hopefully will continue to pay dividends. He's different than Victor. He's different than Connie Harder. So you have to sort of highlight this guy's skill set. And the way that they attacked, with the line of three essentially, using him sort of as a pivot guy, and then making the runs off the ball, I think maximized his skill set and made him look really good. So I liked how they made that tactical adjustment to sort of maximize what you can get out of Suarez. Aside from that, I mean, you mentioned it too. It's a no-brainer. The combination with Yulman and Morita, in the center of that pitch makes things look so compact, and they're so locked in. They were one of the real reasons why Sporting was winning the ball back so quickly. Using those two guys there in the middle to sort of fortify that middle and keep those guys together, obviously is another good tactical move. This Trincão playing as a 10.
That's what I was going to bring up. Yeah.
I think it's very interesting. Because I do think that Trincão does sort of shine when he's on that right side, and then he can deflect in with his left foot.
Comfortable, and he looks so confident in that position, huh? As a number 10.
Yeah. So, but I mean, does he? But he definitely possesses the skill set to play at the number 10 position. I honestly thought Potts was going to be playing in that position, but he still has Port out wide. You can certainly interchange those two. I think Sporting has a very mobile attack. I think there's a lot of room for interchange. So I wouldn't be surprised if you do see, Port in a more central position, and then you see Trincão out wide, as things go on. But I mean, a good Port and a good Trincão, when those two guys are playing well, Sporting is very hard to beat. And this first game was a great example of that. I thought both of them played fantastic. I thought both of them were very erratic in the preseason. And I think that was one of the major reasons why we had such a bad preseason. But when these two guys are on, like they were in that first game, Sporting's going to be very tough to beat. And that even when they're playing Benfica, Porto, Braga, I don't care. If those guys are playing well, and they're mobile and they're attacking, they're involved in the game, Sporting's going to be a very tough team to beat. Keeping those guys, in that position, using them to move and be mobile, and sort of what they did in this first game, the combination play, the quick link ups, and just by doing that, you're getting them involved. Sporting become a very tough team. So yeah, I mean, I do like a lot of things that I saw, and I think that Borges does have his fingerprints all over it. But again, I agree with Mauricio. I think Jenny's a good player, but Jenny I feel is less consistent than Kenda. So I feel that Kenda would be a better starter, than Jenny. And I agree. You can tell that Borges doesn't have that confidence in Fresneda to be a everyday starter. So that's why we brought this Vangianitis in. So I do agree with making a move at right back. So for the most part, I agree with what he's doing. Though there are obviously some things that
Fresneda for the most part of the game. Fresneda for the most part of the game stayed home. He played the safety. It's almost like the left side with Maxi and Mangas were really making the runs. So I can see what Derek's talking about. Fresneda wanted to be safe.
Yeah, you want to be. Yeah.
And who's here? Look at who's here. I'm sorry, Supergino's gonna go with you, but you've been monopolizing the comments. So Nick Jarvis is here. Nick Jarvis in town. Who's the new guy that replaced Derek Gomez?
I know what's going on here.
On the right is who's that guy? Who's that guy on the right? He says that. Hey, I got Genny, I got Gil. I got both. I got my wingers, brother. Nick, I got my wingers. I got Genny Katam on the left and Gil Kent on the right here, man. This is the wingers for Sporting tonight. But back to Porto. Back to Porto, my dear Mauricio. For me, this is the best start of a season for Porto since they won the championship the last time around. This is the best start, and I definitely I do see what's all the hype for the journalists that are predicting them as the winners this year is gonna be. It's gonna be interesting. It's round 4, right? It's round 4, the first Clasico. I think it is, right?
Yeah,
round 4?
Yeah. It's right now for August 31st.
I think they're gonna destroy people in the before that game, but we want to really see the true potential of Porto when they face Sporting. It's at the Albalades, if I'm not mistaken.
That could be that's going to be a very telling game, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know when I say it's going to define the season, but it's going to give us a better idea of how serious this Porto team is, because we know how serious Sporting is. We know that they're that serious and they got all the pieces to pull up the repeat. But what it gets me here with Porto is because it's so ferocious, the high press that they put on the pitch, and they apply for so long.
Yeah.
It's not like they go on for 20 minutes and they go for 5 and then go back again. No, they go 40 minutes in full throttle, fully loaded. It's going to take a toll on your players. But
it's about sustaining it.
In the competition. What do you think, Mauricio?
I think that's the chances Farioli has taken. He's thinking, if I win the ball and I get the lead, I think that's what Porto's trying to do. The high press and pressure and trying to get that first goal, early ball lead so that then they can control the tempo of the game. If that means them slowing it down or whatever that is, I think that's what they want to do right off the bat. And I think that's what they tried to do with Guimarães. They were going off, unfortunately, with what happened with the passing of Jorge Costa and everything. They're like, we wanted to get these fans in the game.
I think that played a role in the game.
Yeah, that played a role. And they were like, let's get the fans in the game. Let's get this high press. Let's try to go for this first goal so we keep the fans in the game. And I think that's going to be his mindset throughout every game. They want that first goal. And listen, like you said, the high press, you're going to be running around this and that. My thing is, once they play a team like Sporting or a better tactical team, once that press gets beat, I want to see how that team, the Porto team, reacts. Because Guimarães, they did have a chance. They had an early chance within the first 2-3 minutes.
30 seconds.
Had that shot. It went just wide. And that could have flipped
everything. I felt like after he missed that, I knew Guimarães was going to lose.
Yes, that's what I said.
I said he lost the game right there.
Because when those teams, like
they needed to take
stuff, when you miss a chance like that, at a Porto, at Alvalade, or at the Luz, you're giving up. You can't give up those chances. You gotta make, when you get a chance like that, you gotta finish. That's how you get those guys. But yeah, that's what I feel like Farioli's system and everything is trying to do is with that high press. But let's see. I want to see how Varela plays. He kind of had a little bit of a down year last year. I want to see how he turns up.
I mean, he looks good in the first game. He looks good.
Yeah, he looked good.
He
looked like he was a little energized, refreshed with the new coach and everything. So it's just like with Borges, with the new system. These guys have a new system and coach. It's the first game. Everybody looked good. Let's see now, with a couple games in and everything like that. Let's see what happens.
Nino did bring up a good point. I mean, you have to look at last year with Ajax.
Right.
They had a 9-point lead with 5 games to go.
And went boop.
And maybe it was just overexpending. You know, an overexpenditure of those players. And it got to the end, and they couldn't sustain it.
Right.
Yeah. So it's about building a system that's sustainable.
Right. And then another thing is, it's the guys that he's going to trust. That's why me and Derek always said it's always about depth. Sporting sometimes those games, we said it last year, me and Derek, they just don't have the legs right now because they played so many games. They didn't. You could tell by Humelin and stuff. We're like, they just don't have the legs right now. Yorkeres, we're like, he don't have the legs. He needs a break. He doesn't have the legs. So we'll see how Farioli plays it. If he does rotate the squad and stuff like that with that high press and everything. So we'll see what happens.
And we'll see because they're going to Barcelos. They're going to Barcelos Monday night. They're gonna face my Juristas.
Hey, they sold their 2 top guys and they look good. There's no more Correa or Fujimoto, and they played a good game.
Oh, Kanye's gone, man. I couldn't. For everybody that is watching, Nino wants a Kanye Fujimoto jersey. If anybody can send it to me, I'll be a happy man. I'll be a happy man if I get it.
I think it'll be it's a decent test. I think that Gilby Sun have a good, Cesar Peixoto, he's a good coach. And they looked really good in round 1. We'll see.
Nino, you're picking your champions. You didn't pick down who you think's going to be relegated. You pick your champion, but you didn't even pick who you think's going to be relegated. His head's going to explode. You can't pick Boavista anymore. You can't pick that.
I can't. Hey, now you mentioned Boavista. Who said this? I think you said that they deserve to go to the district leagues, and they entered the district league.
I think they needed a reset. They needed a total reset.
Nino, they didn't even have money to register their players into the league.
Yeah.
How do you go?
Such a historic.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's just another club that another historic club that has a fan base that is. They're not even in the the top 2 leagues right now. Bulnes is another great example. Vitória de Setúbal is another great example.
Yes.
Academic is another great example. So it's just these like historic teams are falling on these hard times.
Like Lady is building themselves back now. They're now in the second division. They're building their way back.
Yeah.
And but you know what? But it seems like they didn't even make the effort, right? They make the effort. Hey, I don't know, guys. I'm gonna borrow some money. We gotta raise our players. We gotta keep this.
I brought this up last year. They need money. They had a transfer for Bozanic to come over here to an MLS team in Real Salt Lake. They agreed for $3 million. $3 million.
And when he was here,
for them because they don't have money. And then when he come to do his medical, they said to them, "You know what? Let's make it 4." And Real,
classic Portugal, right?
Yeah. What are you doing? You need money. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Give me $1 million. I don't care. Just give me money. I need cash.
Yeah.
I need cash.
Yeah.
Jesus Lord, man. Unbelievable. My dear Mr. Derek Gomez, on your sporting, you said that we talked about Lucha, we talked about Pat and Nori. How much? I mean, you said about the right back, but now the left back position with Maxi out.
Yeah.
I mean, who do you think is going to play in that position now? Who's going to be there?
It's going to have to be Mungish for now, because Mateus Reis is serving a 5-game suspension.
Yeah.
A lot of people think he should be serving 3 to 5 years in a Portuguese penitentiary after the Super Taça.
Yeah.
A lot of people were calling for his arrest. his trial and execution.
Yo, Derek.
So he's got So he
does
still
the same
has
thing in the Club World Cup when he does.
Yeah, he still has 3 more games to serve. So he's gonna miss the Porto game.
Yeah.
So it has to be Mungish at least for the next 3 to 4 games. Again, I was encouraged with what I saw. When he came in. Again, he doesn't have. I mean, I love Maxi right now. You saw in the second half of the season last year, and you saw glimpses in the preseason, and you saw it in the first game too. He's been he's a really technically gifted player, and he would be the ideal left back at this point. But he's gone down. He wasn't 100% heading into this game. Now he's going to be out for a month. So it's going to be Mungish. Mungish, I always felt, even when he was a Vitória Guimarães, I always felt he was sort of a guy on the cusp. I felt that he was a guy on the cusp of playing for a big team. Sort of a borderline guy. He does things. He's a very physically impressive guy. I think he gets up and down that pitch very impressively. So I think he's a fine backup to have. And it's these kind of situations where we got a guy that's gone down. He's going to step in. I feel pretty good about that. We also got to think about Nuno Santos. Nuno Santos is he's recovering. He's going to come back. What's his role going to be when he comes back? Because Nuno Santos, he's going to fight like a dog for a spot. So that's going to be very interesting. I'm not sure when he's coming back, but I think it should be September, October.
September, October for Nuno.
Yeah, he should be like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think Nuno is very interesting because Nuno can also play up, high on the pitch. So he could play back as a left back, which I think is probably his best position. But he can also play high. So he's another depth piece. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
This guy is leaving.
No, he's gone.
He gone. He didn't even make the bench for the first game. I think that
this guy's going. They sold him already. I don't know if the deal is
done.
done.
It hasn't been the deal.
It hasn't been official yet, but they're buying out his contract, and a team in Brazil.
I think they are buying out his contract. I think another guy that's on the block is Sanjust. I don't see Sanjust playing anymore either. It's his last year contract. He didn't even make the bench this first game. I like Sanjust, but the problem is with Sanjust, it's never a question of if he's going to get hurt. It's a question of when he's going to get hurt. So it's tough to rely on someone like that. So it's his last year of the contract, and I think he's another one that's I think he's
all right. We're going now with comments here with Nick Joey first. We're gonna recap in case you didn't hear me, because you did.
Nino predicted Sporting.
I predicted Sporting, Nick. And my boys here, my wingers. My 2 wingers are they want to say it, but they don't want to say it at the same time. So I want to respect their silence and their what is this? Their situation, right? Their situation in their minds, not wanting to say that their team is going to be the is that a tri-champion? How you say 3 times? How you say it when you're a 3 times winner?
3 times.
Tricampeón.
The tricampeón. We're going for the
tricampeón. It's the same in Spanish, man. Tricampeón. Tricampeón, brother. Tricampeón Sporting. And Andrew Arruda is asking, what is it? The big 3 was a Sporting, no striker. Hold on a second. He's not buying. Andrew, you're not buying this?
No. I guess he doesn't think Lucho's the striker.
You forgot about they got a new striker, brother. They got a new striker. This is the Colombian. He scored 31 goals last season for Almeria. So I think I don't know if he's scored 31, but I don't say 20. Matter of fact, I'm going to put the number out there. Lucho Suarez he's not scoring less than 20 goals this season. I'm going to put it like that. All right. Nino making enemies with the Benfica fan base. They already think he's biased.
Yeah, they are. Benfica thinks everybody's biased.
Right? They're gonna find out. They're gonna find out how biased I am, because this coming weekend I'm calling the big three. Okay, I'm calling the Sporting game. I'm calling the Benfica game. And I'm calling the Porto game.
Well, listen, I know Mikey's not here, but they had a strong transfer market.
They went all yeah. Again,
we'll let Mikey dig into it, but I know that's his team. Hopefully, he has safe travels. Hopefully we'll see him soon. But
yeah,
his team's strong.
A very strong. They did have a strong market. They did. Yeah.
Nino paying the rest.
yeah, exactly.
It's not Nino paying the rest. It's somebody else in Portugal. Yeah. It's not Nino.
Not me. No.
I do think they did a good job of conditioning Veríssimo in that Super Cup.
Yes.
I really do think they did a good job of that.
Yeah, I do too.
And guess what? It's not done, but if this deal is done. Listen, if this deal is done for Benfica, it's gonna change the dynamics of this tournament. Because if they get Paulo Dybala, because they're in conversations and with Dybala, if they bring in Dybala,
I think the hold up
things
there
up a little bit, a lot.
I think the wages aren't just going to match up. I feel like he earns so much in Italy.
You think? Because the release clause is 10 mil. 10 mil is the release clause. It's not, you're not up.
Well, I'm not talking about
I think the release clause is no problem.
I'm talking about
how much money he's making.
The wages. The wages.
The salaries might not be possible.
The fee is never the problem for Benfica. It's like every Portuguese club. It's the wages.
It's the wages. Man, get somebody in, man. I don't know. Get somebody from those guys from Qatar or something. Maybe Rui Costa knows somebody. I don't know, in Jordan. I don't know, somebody from there, man.
Mikey will tell you. Rui Costa needs to worry about.
I'll tell my wages. If I'm Rui Costa, I'm cutting my own salary in half so I can get in Paulo Dybala. That's how serious
I mean, Rui Costa is sort of fighting for survival. With the elections coming up in October,
and look at Andrew.
He's going all in.
Look at Andrew. I'm biased, but I think Villas-Boas had the perfect summer with the coach and signings. I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, I give credit to him because I mean they didn't make any giant sales. You know, they sold Otávio. But they didn't make any giant sales, but they understood that they needed to invest, you know, so they didn't allow the fact that they didn't make these giant sales to hold them back. They had to make these moves. They could not contend with the team that they had last year. So there was a recognition of that. And I do think they invested as much as they possibly could. To rejuvenate this team. So I think they did a really good job. I think Braga did a really good job. You noted that Benfica, has sort of gone all in again. So yeah, I think there's going to be, I see this being there's going to be a giant disparity between the top four and everybody else. I think this would be a substantial.
More than ever, huh? More than ever.
The way I feel, yeah.
And talking about the signings, Andrew and Nick and guys, I read an interesting piece from our boy Zach Lowe. We're gonna bring Zach in maybe, I don't know, next week or so to talk about this, because how the Portuguese league shift their eyes from South America, from getting South American talent to the Scandinavian peninsula. Right, and the Vikings are league ready, fit ready. They are so adjustable to different leagues, and the price is right.
Yeah,
it's right. Yeah. You get guys from Sweden, from Denmark, from
Norway, whatever.
Norway, and
there isn't much money in their game.
Exactly. They're the new South Americans in the Premier League.
Now South America is expensive now.
It is ridiculous.
Listen,
ridiculous, man.
Rios was 30 mil.
Yeah, that just wasn't the case back in the day.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
No. But when Portugal was getting players from South America, you got the most 3 mil, the most.
Yeah. It was always easy
You
picking.
can get also young talent.
Porto would hit a home run with these South American players. Whoever their scouting guy was back then, they were hitting home runs with these.
What about Benfica and the Jorge Jesus years?
Yeah.
It was just home run after home run after home run.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Hold on, look at this. Hold on, I was gonna talk about this guy, and Andrew just make the question: is anyone here convinced by Rios? I'm gonna tell you, heck yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I was hoping someone hijacked the deal so Benfica wouldn't get him. That's how high I am on him. I think he's a really good player.
Richard Rios, brother Andrew, listen to this. Richard Rios is gonna be the best midfielder in the Premier Liga this year. I'm gonna put it like that, and they're gonna make a lot of money from this guy.
I can't say that. I can't say that because of my
gonna be sold. It's gonna be sold for at least 120 by the end of the season, if he gets to the end of the season. If not, gets sold in the winter transfer.
Nino is very high on Rios. I remember
that. Yeah.
Me and Derek have a captain that we can bet against.
Oh no, really no. You can put that guy. Really, RDT. Really?
RDT?
No way.
Man.
No, Andrew, why?
RDT.
It doesn't get much worse than RDT, man.
You got nothing to do, man. I mean, RDT is like, no. Why RDT, brother?
I've seen him play for Palmeiras the last few years, and then
for the Colombian national team.
Yeah, and then on the national team for Colombia and everything, he's a dog, and he's not only is he a dog, he's sound. Like he's a really good player. Like when we had the rumors about Humelin possibly leaving, I was like, Sparta needs to hijack and hopefully get Rios. If Humelin goes, we need another quality midfielder, because that's how high I was on him. I could be wrong, but I do think Rios is a player. Do I think he's like the best in the league? Like you say, no, I got a Humelin on there. But I do think Rios, him and Humelin are the top dogs in midfield in this league.
Yeah. Andrew, watch out. You'll see what I'm talking about as the season progresses.
As the season progresses, you gotta see how it goes.
You'll see more of Richard Rios. He's an absolute beast, man. He's a beast. He's a beast. And of course, he arrives with his superstar mode, right, with the glass and talking Portuguese fluently. And I mean, come on, brother. That is like a lot of aura from that guy, right? And now Nick Job is not agreeing. What is Nick Job saying? I don't think that he exactly shined in the Supercasta. It's only one game. Right? Come on. It's one game. I know the news tried to make it seem like he was the world beater. He's world class. He is world class.
Yeah. I think right now it's tough to evaluate. It's so early.
Just let him
it's
play.
Tough to evaluate.
Yeah. And we're gonna see 4 or 5. Let's do this, Nick. All right, and Andrew. Let's talk about Rios. No, we're not gonna talk about Rios the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about Rios. When is the Clásico? When is the Clásico?
Let me find out.
Well, I don't have it right here. Where is it, Mauricio?
So they play. We played Benfica on December the 7th.
That's still far. Yeah, it's far. Yeah. I think we'll get it. I mean, like, let's go through 5 games. Yeah, 5 or 6 rounds, and then at that point, we can make a sound evaluation on everybody.
Yeah, we're not talking about Rios after 5 rounds, and then you'll see if I'm wrong or if you were wrong. But if you were wrong, Nick.
So Andrew, remember how hard you were. You were really hard. You were really hard on Pablito. You remember that? You were very hard on Pablito Sarabia.
Benfica's first Clásico is Porto at Porto, October the 5th.
Yeah, it's too far away. Now 5 games. We're gonna do 5 rounds. Nick Joey says, "Get settled, then you can play a Clásico." And Andrew is gonna remind me. He's gonna remind me. He's next. So I know. I want to hear from there. I want to hear from Andrew on next. I want to hear from Andrew here now on Tuga Tuesdays, guys. And we are I'm going to the end of the show because I gotta watch Peñarol ending. I think I got like 20 more minutes in that game. Peñarol Racing, so I gotta watch a couple of Libertadores, guys. And by the way, everyone, remember this. Talking about Richard Rios, Palmeiras. Palmeiras is coming into town, coming into Lima. Probably. Good. Peñarol scored. Peñarol scored. My mama just told me the Peñarol scored. My mama is a big fan. You can hear behind us. Okay, you can say it. Universitario Deportes, my team is hosting Palmeiras Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. Copa Libertadores. Please.
Good luck to you.
Go to a shaman or do whatever you believe in, guys.
Yeah, I think Abel, since he's gone
for my
there,
team.
He's sort of become an egomaniac down there. So I hope that I hope that he gets humbled. I really do.
Yes. That's what we need, brother. If we beat Palmeiras, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be alive after that game, after that series. We open the series here in Lima, and the next week we close in Sao Paulo. So please, soccer gods out there, help Universitario Deportes for this leg, guys. Mauricio, Ruan, Andre Gomez, Lino Torres saying bye for tonight. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Do it.
It's good to be back, guys. See you. Bye.